I was trying to go for Jigsaw here, but real quick, don't ever get Walmart face paint, especially the cream makeup. It's too flaky, it won't stay in your face, and if you try to apply any more makeup on top of it, it will come right off. Don't ever buy Walmart face makeup. I'm in Salad and I saw Saw 2. It is written and directed by David Lynn Boseman, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. Going into this movie, I was like, man, I hated Saw. This is gonna suck. Is this the best that the series can offer? Oh my goodness. It's just... ugh. It's so hard for me to watch. This movie starts, so we're following a guy, and he has a key stuck in his eye, and the only way he's gonna get out if he digs into his eye to get the key, injure himself to get out. I hate Saw so much because the idea that this freaking cancer patient John Kramer, he is the guy setting up all these puzzles, and he's like, yeah, I set up these puzzles so these people can appreciate their lives more. But he's always choosing people that he has a perception of thinking their lives suck because of his own standards, which is terrible. You should not be able to apply your own standards when you think that locking people up in a place and making them get out by injuring themselves is a good idea. It'll make them appreciate their lives. That's freaking delusional. I don't trust this guy's judgment at all. And the people he chooses is always so stereotypically like, oh, this woman cut herself and she was one of my previous victims and she got out and she kept cutting herself, so now she's back in the games. I'm like, what is going on? She's probably dealing with the fact that she got kidnapped by a freaking lunatic and has troubles with that, thoughts that there are probably others like that. It would also be horrifying and terrifying. Why is this green now? The police get John Kramer into questioning, and they see that there's this monitor where all the victims are at, and they're trying to figure out, where are these victims at, man? Where do they be at? And it seems like one of the guys with the detectives, his son has been napped, and I'm trying to figure out what's the connecting thread between all of these guys, because he says there is a connecting thread. Oh, it's because get this, that kid is connected to the father, and everybody in that place is also connected to the father because he prosecuted them heavily, I guess. Who is to say that John Kramer gets to decide whether the justice system isn't properly doing its dues or not? Like, oh man, this person who was the murderer of your son or something, or whatever. It could be anything. And he's like, oh yeah, you get to decide this guy's fate. I'm like, no, that's not for you to decide. If it were up to one person, we'd get up to chaos, and who is to say that the person who gets to decide whether somebody lives or dies isn't an insane person like you, John Kramer? But of course, the police are like, yeah, I guess we'll just have to be at the mercy of John. He's all-knowing, he knows everything, and while he's torturing all these people, this freaking Amanda chick, for example, she gets thrown into a vat of needles. She gets thrown in there just to find a key to a room where a guy doesn't open it in time. Wow, freaking useless that is. Wow, Amanda just potentially got HIV and AIDS through those needles and didn't get to escape the room because of it and had to find another way of finding it. And it's just so boring. I think this Saw in particular, I'm just like, man, really? You're gonna promise Saw 2, which is promising me more gore and violence. And in moments it does do that, but it's so spread out between just boring, bureaucratical police procedural stuff that I don't care. And then it gets to the gore again. I'm like, man, I hate this. This is awful. I hate gore so much. But it's kind of creative in a way that it's doing something the last movie didn't. I guess that's your definition of creative, isn't thinking of something new. But it doesn't have to be good, not necessarily. So I think the gun behind the door, specifically behind the eye hole, that was spooky. But also like, oh, I want to teach these guys a lesson, but I'm also gonna have a gun here behind this door, so if anyone tries to open it, boom, they get shot. They don't learn anything that way. So John just wants to murder people, and he has this thinly veiled excuse to do so, and it's just annoying, and I'd wish that he would be more honest about his motivations, but he's like, oh, I want people to appreciate their life. Oh wow, so now the lesson of the Saw movies is I'm supposed to appreciate my life. Not that I should enjoy looking at somebody getting sawed in half or something, which I imagine the people who do really like the Saw series do enjoy seeing that, and good on you for liking that. I just personally don't like it. But I feel like you shouldn't lie about your reasons for watching something or making something. If you're going to do something, you should do it and be upfront about it. That's what I feel. Anyway, they get to the end. People die off. Amanda, wow, I can't believe it. She lived. That's because she was the accomplice. Ah, she helped him the entire time. Oh. Wow, what a freaking shocker. I was thinking like halfway through, I was like, man, Amanda's still alive. That's pretty crazy how she's alive and knows where things are located. Maybe she's helping out, and yes, she was. You know what the police do? They have him in custody. They have him admitting to everything. And they don't arrest him at all. Nothing. No arrests, no nothing. Just, oh, he gets to look at the detective reunite with his son, but he doesn't get arrested like at all. And I'm like, man, these police are so incompetent. It really must be, because they have a murderer who's detailing every step of his plan, and he doesn't get arrested. And so more Saw movies can be made. Awful, purely awful. I hate it. I feel like this movie was an attempt to have it so some plot holes are closed, but it opens even bigger plot holes that the later movies have to close, and I imagine will open more plot holes. Is this the best the Saw has to provide? Really? Let me know what your favorite Saw movie is. I hate this. I gotta give this. It's a solid frickin'. I was about to give it a 4, but I have to also factor in the plot holes and my enjoyability of this film, which was none. I enjoyed complaining about it watching it, but it's bad. I gotta give this a 3 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform and likes that $20 Dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents for 1 movie review for 1 month. Go to this link to support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies, and go here. And until next time, in salad sauce, see you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. Now, I'm gonna go solve a puzzle.